Welcome back, everyone. Today was deadline day for Secretary of State Mike Pompeo as lawmakers on Capitol Hill await the State Department's response to the subpoenas asking for documents related to the president's July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And while Pompeo slammed lawmakers' request to hear from relevant State Department officials, he did indicate that he would at least respond somehow to the request for those documents by today, October 4th. But now that we know that the White House will not comply with Congress's demands until the House votes on the impeachment inquiry, what does all of this mean for the state of the inquiry, and how do Democrats charge forward in the face of more resistance from the White House and the administration? Joining me now is Congressman Marc Veasey of Texas. Congressman, it's great to have you with us. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Let's begin with that last point that I just mentioned there, which is we know House Democrats, they're expecting to hear from a number of State Department officials next week. They certainly have that on the docket. But given the signals coming out from the White House, including the Secretary of State, how optimistic are you, sir, about the ability to move forward if these committees hit more stonewalling?
We're going to move forward regardless. The committees have lots of power, obviously. They're led by very competent individuals, and we're going to lay the process out for the people so we can present facts to them on this. And, you know, we're learning more and more every day without them releasing very much. We're learning more and more every day, and we're going to continue. And I think it's incumbent on them to now prove to the American public that, especially with the polling going against the White House, that they don't have anything to hide.
Okay, well, let me just get some clarity on that. You say going forward we will continue, and certainly the Democrats will push forward. But legally speaking, tactically speaking, what do you have at your disposal to go forward that can answer some of the questions that are still lingering without this becoming a delayed, drawn-out process like the Mueller report over 2 years that can see, as we saw from the president, constant confusion and attacks on some of these Democratic committee leaders?
Right, exactly. Well, you know, Chairman Schiff can talk, you know, more about the process, obviously, as he chairs the relevant committee that's going to be overseeing a lot of this. But, you know, there's been information that that's obviously been found out, and I think there's going to be more every day. It seems like that there's something in the news cycle every day now on this, something new that's breaking. And again, there are certainly things that the committee will be able to find out through their hearings that they're going to conduct by interviewing certain people. And I believe that, again, this is just the very beginning of this process. But we're going to go through this, and we're going to move forward. There's nothing in the House rules. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that we have to have a vote on this first, like the president is suggesting. We're going to continue to have this impeachment inquiry, and we're going to try to find as much information as we can with what's available to us.
And as we learn more of that information, including some of those text messages that we saw illustrating the U.S. ambassadors working to persuade the Ukrainian government to publicly commit to investigating the Bidens, do you, sir, feel comfortable voting on articles of impeachment at this time? Why not just go ahead and hold the vote today or tomorrow?
No, because my personal opinion is that the American public wants to see everything laid out before the public so they can see for themselves that this is not a political process, that this is very serious, and that's why we want to have an inquiry so we can present for the people, hey, this is what the president has done. This is what has been presented to us, and you want to have the full backing of the American public behind you. There are obviously going to be people that are always going to support Donald Trump. As he said, he can stand in the middle of Times Square and shoot people, and there's always going to be that crowd that sticks next to him. But there are a lot of people that are backing away from him, including people that voted for him in 2016. And again, it's incumbent on them, and I think it's a benefit to them to cooperate with the Democrats, to cooperate with the House panels that are looking into this to show that they have nothing to hide.
All right, Congressman Marc Veasey of Texas, sir, thank you very much for joining us this hour.